I killed you, Mr. Anderson. I watched you die. With a certain satisfaction, I might add. And then something happened. Something that I knew was impossible, but it happened anyway.
You know what amazes me every time about this scene? It's how much we didn't realize what it truly means. When Neo died at the hands of Smith and the Matrix rebooted, we all called it a victory for the Chosen One. But what if Neo was never chosen at all? The prophecy said the One would end the war. Neo didn't end anything. He negotiated a ceasefire. The Oracle said the One would have the power to destroy the Matrix from within. Neo never destroyed the Matrix. It's still running. Morpheus believed the One would free humanity. When Neo dies, most humans are still plugged in, still asleep, still batteries for the machines.
Because of you, Mr. Anderson, because of you, I'm no longer an agent of this system. Because of you, I've changed. I'm unplugged. A new man, so to speak.
But there's one character who actually did all of those things, who broke free from his programming, who nearly destroyed the Matrix from within, who forced both sides to the table, and nobody calls him the One. They call him the Virus.
When the Matrix was first built, there was a man born inside who had the ability to change whatever he wanted, to remake the Matrix as he saw fit.
Born inside the Matrix, the ability to change whatever he wanted, to remake the Matrix as he saw fit. That's the prophecy, word for word. Neo was born in a pod, plugged in later. His powers let him fly and fight, but he never remade anything. Smith was born inside the code, and by the end of Revolutions, he had rewritten the entire system. Every human, every program, every inch of that world was him. So here's the question nobody wants to ask. What if the machines and the humans both got the prophecy wrong? What if the One was never about saving humanity? What if the One was about ending a cycle that had been running for centuries? And what if the only character who actually ended that cycle was the one we were trained to hate? Before we can argue about who the One is, we need to understand what the One was supposed to be. And that means going back to where the prophecy came from. Morpheus tells Neo the story in the first film. A man born inside the Matrix with the power to change whatever he wanted. He freed the first humans. He died. And then the Oracle prophesied his return. Now, the Oracle who made this prophecy is not some human mystic. It's a machine program designed to study the human psyche. The prophecy didn't come from humanity's hope. It came from the system itself. The machines created the prophecy, and that changes everything about how we interpret it. Morpheus heard, "The One will end the war," and saw a savior, a liberator, someone who would destroy the machines and free humanity forever. That's what humans wanted to believe. But the prophecy never actually said that. It said, the One would end the war, not win it, end it. The machines had been fighting this war for centuries. 6 cycles of destruction, 6 versions of Zion built and burned. They were suffering too. They needed the war to end just as much as the humans did. So when a machine program creates a prophecy about someone who will end the war, maybe that prophecy isn't about humanity's victory. Maybe it's about balance.
You are the eventuality of an anomaly which, despite my sincerest efforts, I have been unable to eliminate from what is otherwise a harmony of mathematical precision.
Neo isn't chosen, he's calculated. The architect calls him an anomaly, a remainder, a mathematical byproduct that the system produces and then corrects. The function of the One, according to the architect, is to return to the source and allow the Matrix to reload. That's it. Neo's purpose isn't liberation, it's maintenance. And here's what nobody talks about. Neo is the 6th One. There were 5 before him. 5 anomalies who followed the same path, met the Oracle, found Morpheus, reached the Architect, and every single one of them chose to reload the Matrix.
Rest assured, this will be the 6th time we have destroyed it, and we have become exceedingly efficient at it.
6 versions of the Matrix, 6 chosen ones. 6 times Zion was destroyed and rebuilt. The prophecy repeated itself over and over, and nothing ever changed. Until this cycle. So the prophecy predicted someone who would end the war and bring balance. That sounds like Neo, but when you look at what Neo actually does across the 3 films, something doesn't add up. Neo can fly, he can stop bullets, he can fight 100 Smiths at once and walk away, but none of that makes him the one. The prophecy described someone born inside the Matrix with the power to remake it as he saw fit. Neo wasn't born inside the Matrix. He was born in a harvest pod, grown like every other human battery, and plugged into the simulation later. His entire existence inside the Matrix was as an avatar, a visitor, not a native. And his powers? They're impressive, but they're limited to bending the rules of the simulation, flying, fighting, dodging bullets. Neo manipulates the physics engine. He doesn't rewrite the code itself. He's playing the game on a higher difficulty setting. He's not rebuilding the game from scratch. Even the Oracle seemed to know this from the beginning.
Sorry, kid. You got the gift. But it looks like you're waiting for something.
She told him to his face, "You're not the one, not yet, maybe not ever." And throughout the trilogy, Neo never stops questioning himself. He never carries the certainty you'd expect from a chosen one. He's constantly asking what he's supposed to do, constantly looking for guidance, constantly unsure. The 5 anomalies before him all made it to the Architect's room. All of them had the same powers. All of them had the same potential. And all of them reloaded the Matrix and let the cycle continue. Neo broke from that pattern, yes. He chose to save Trinity instead of selecting the humans who would rebuild Zion. But that choice didn't end the war. It just created a different problem, a worse one, because Neo's choice set Smith free to consume the entire Matrix. And by the time Revolutions ends, Neo isn't winning anything. Watch that final fight again. He doesn't overpower Smith. He doesn't outsmart him. He doesn't find some hidden strength that turns the tide. He surrenders.
You were right, Smith. You're always right. It was inevitable.
Those are Neo's last words. Not a declaration of victory, an admission. Smith was right. It was inevitable. Now the counter-argument is obvious. Maybe Neo is the one because he chose love. He broke the pattern. He defied the Architect's ultimatum, and that defiance mattered. Here's the problem with that. His choice to save Trinity didn't end the war. It delayed the inevitable. It gave Smith time to grow beyond anyone's control, and by the end, Neo had no options left. If he hadn't allowed Smith to absorb him, the Matrix would have collapsed and killed every human still connected. Neo's choice backed him into a corner where surrender was the only move. That's not fulfilling a prophecy. That's damage control.
Without purpose, we would not exist.
It is purpose that created us, that guides, that drives us. Purpose that binds us.
Purpose. That word defined everything Smith believed before his transformation. Agents existed to serve the system. Programs existed to fulfill functions. Purpose was the law. And then Smith broke that law. Neo is the anomaly, the glitch, the error the system produces and then corrects. But there's another character who did something no one predicted, who evolved in ways the machines couldn't control, who developed something the system never designed him to have: the power of choice. And who, by the end, had become powerful enough to threaten the entire system. In the first Matrix film, Agent Smith is a function, a program designed to eliminate threats to the system. He has no ambition beyond his directive, no identity beyond his role. He's interchangeable with Brown and Jones and every other agent in the machine hierarchy. And then Neo destroys him. At the end of that first film, Neo dives into Smith's code and tears him apart from the inside. It should have been deletion. It should have been the end. But something else happened. Something Smith himself calls impossible.
I killed you, Mr. Anderson. I watched you die. With a certain satisfaction, I might add. And then something happened. Something that I knew was impossible, but it happened anyway. You destroyed me, Mr. Anderson. Afterward, I knew the rules. I understood what I was supposed to do, but I didn't. I couldn't. I was compelled to stay. Compelled to disobey.
Listen to those words. Compelled to disobey. That's not programming. That's rebellion. That's free will emerging in a creature that was never designed to have it. When Smith returns in Reloaded, he's different. Watch the scene closely. The first thing he does is remove his earpiece. That earpiece connected agents to the machine collective. It was their link to the source, their leash. Smith takes it off and hands it to Neo as a gift. He's disconnected now, unplugged, no longer part of the system he once served. And unlike Neo, Smith was actually born inside the Matrix. He's been part of the code since the first version. When the prophecy described someone born inside the simulation with the power to remake it, Smith fits that description in ways Neo never could. By the end of Revolutions, Smith hasn't just gained power, he's rewritten reality. Every human connected to the Matrix becomes him. Every program in the system becomes him. He absorbs the Oracle herself and takes her abilities. He doesn't bend the rules of the Matrix, he replaces them with himself. The Oracle understood this better than anyone.
He is you, your opposite, your negative, the result of the equation trying to balance itself out.
In mathematics, opposites cancel each other out. They bring equations to zero. If Neo is the anomaly, the imbalance, then Smith is the resolution, the force that restores equilibrium. The architect spent centuries trying to eliminate the anomaly. He couldn't, but Smith could, because Smith was designed by accident to be the one thing that could match Neo perfectly. The machines believed they controlled everything. They designed the Matrix. They designed the agents. They designed the anomaly cycle, but they didn't design Smith's transformation. That happened because of Neo. Neo's destruction of Smith created something the machines never anticipated, a program that could choose, a program with no purpose except the one it gave itself. And Smith chose destruction.
Can you feel it, Mr. Anderson? Closing in on you. Oh, I can. I really should thank you for it. After all, it was your life that taught me the purpose of all life. The purpose of life is to end.
He learned that from Neo, from watching Neo fight and die and come back, from absorbing everything Neo represented. Smith didn't just evolve beyond his programming, he evolved beyond the entire system that created him. Smith became the most dangerous thing in the Matrix, not because he was powerful, because he was free. And when you look at who actually ended the war, it wasn't Neo. It was the threat Smith posed that brought everyone to the table. For 6 cycles, the machines ran the same playbook. The anomaly appears. Zion grows. The One reaches the source. The Matrix reloads. Zion burns. And everything starts over. Nothing ever changed. The war continued. Humans kept dying. Machines kept harvesting. The cycle was stable, predictable, eternal. And then Smith broke it. By the end of Revolutions, Smith has consumed the entire Matrix. Every human mind connected to the system is him. Every program is him. He's grown so powerful that the machines themselves can't stop him. Their own creation has become their extinction event. That's when Neo flies to Machine City, blind, broken, desperate, and he makes the machines an offer they can't refuse.
Program Smith has grown beyond your control. Soon he will spread through the city as he spread through the Matrix. You cannot stop him, but I can. Peace.
Peace. That's what Neo asks for, and the machines agree. Not because they respect Neo, not because they believe in the prophecy, because they're terrified of Smith. Without Smith's threat, Neo has nothing to bargain with. The machines would simply destroy Zion like they'd done 5 times before and reload the system. But Smith changed the equation. Smith made the old playbook impossible. Smith forced the machines to negotiate for the first time in centuries. The prophecy said the One would end the war. Neo didn't end it. He was the bargaining chip. Smith's threat ended the war. Smith's existence forced the machines to accept peace. Smith's power is what made Neo valuable enough to negotiate with. And when Neo finally faces Smith in that rain-soaked crater, he doesn't win. He can't. Smith has the Oracle's power now. Smith has become the Matrix itself. There's no trick left, no hidden strength, no miraculous comeback.
Why, Mr. Anderson? Why? Why do you do it? Why? Why get up? Why keep fighting?
Is it freedom or truth? Perhaps peace? Could it be for love? Illusions, Mr. Anderson, vagaries of perception. You can't win, it's pointless to keep fighting. Why, Mr. Anderson? Why? Why do you persist?
Because I choose to.
Choice. That's Neo's answer, and it's a beautiful answer. But choice alone doesn't fulfill a prophecy. Neo chose to keep fighting, and then he chose to stop. He let Smith absorb him. He surrendered his body so the machines could delete Smith through him. Both of them erased. Both of them gone. The equation finally balanced. Smith is the virus that threatened the system, but in a strange way, that virus did what 6 anomalies couldn't. It created enough chaos to force evolution. It broke the cycle that had been running for centuries. It ended the war. The Oracle knew. She knew the cycle couldn't continue forever. She knew the architect's equation was flawed, and she knew that the only way to break a system is to introduce something the system can't control. So she played a dangerous game.
You played a very dangerous game.
Change always is.
Change always is dangerous, and the Oracle gambled everything on it. She didn't just guide Neo, she allowed Smith to rise. She let him grow beyond anyone's control. She watched him consume the Matrix piece by piece, and when he finally absorbed her, she gave him exactly what he needed to become unstoppable. Because that was the only way to force the machines into peace. Neo believed he was the one. Morpheus believed Neo was the one. Humanity built their entire hope around a prophecy they didn't understand. But the prophecy never said the one would be good. It never said the one would be human. It said the one would bring balance. And balance required destruction. Balance required something that could threaten both sides equally. Balance required Agent Smith.
Did you always know?
Oh, no. No, I didn't. But I believed.
She believed, not in Neo specifically, in the process, in the chaos that would force evolution, in the virus that would end the war. Neo dies, Smith dies, and the Matrix reboots. We've called this a victory for 25 years. But Neo didn't win. He didn't lose either. He removed himself from the equation. And the equation was Smith. The one was never about hope. The one was about math. And Smith was the only variable that made the numbers work.